Hi Rachel, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Alex?
Oh, very good, thanks. Thanks for spending time having a quick chat. What's going on for the past 1.5 months since we caught
Mm-hmm.
up before the lockdown? Um, Now today is a quick video that um, what Rachel has gone through, her situations of um, CRSW, which is circadian rhythm sleep and wake uh, situation, and she has um, gone through the struggles and the breakthrough. Rachel is a professional yoga teacher or yoga coach, and she pretty much had a really good routine of thick boxes that things that she need to do on the daily basis, and she got that part sorted really well. And what is actually slightly holding her back a little bit in terms of her daily performance um, is the circadian rhythm sleep and wake time. So just for the audience, this is not this is not under the insomnia or sleep apnea, um, restless legs syndrome, or periodic limb movement, and it's not to do with shift work as well or jet lag. So just to clarify on that, because sleep disorder can categorize on a lot of different segments. So this is just specifically on the circadian rhythm sleep wake timing. And for those who have experienced that, I think this will probably be quite valuable to you, because sleeping is so important um, to really help you with your daytime performance level. And so again, like if you don't have that exposure to the daytime period while the sun is out, you generally missed out quite a lot of a serotonin moment, and then you got a lot of melatonin period. So I would like to ask you a couple questions, Rachel, to start with. And I thank you for turning up and to really share with people who are watching this. And we'll just start with how how long has you kind of struggled with this um, sort of patterns of sleeping, haywire mixed up sleeping timing, and then what are the things that we go through, and I'll just let you explain the details of. I think there are two things right here now is uh, we just simplify the whole thing, which are the accountability and the discipline applied to throughout this journey. And if you can share with us a glimpse of uh, that couple things I just mentioned, and that will be really awesome. Now it's all yours.
Sure. Thanks to Alex first. I've learned so much about myself and overcome some difficulty in this phase of my life that I never thought I would ever experience. So it's been going on and off for 2 to 3 years in a way that it affects my daily life and living and work. So obviously being a yoga teacher, a lot of teachers teach early in the morning, 5, 6, 7 a.m. classes. During when quarantine had started happening with lockdowns, I was traveling between Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. So I've already done one batch of quarantine, and my own place was really isolated in the jungle. So that really affected my mental health state and sort of became a consistent bad habit to keep sleeping with this melatonin excess situation. So I would not be able to wake up in the day when it's lovely, and could never figure out why until Alex had come to help, and we had a one-to-one coach session. So I really am thankful for this kind of medical level expertise, and it's kind of simple when I try to understand it all. So I'm really feeling so good after about 6 weeks of having accountability with Alex, just by writing it down and having a buddy to say, okay, what time did you wake up, etc., because nothing else was working. I couldn't motivate myself to wake at the certain times to teach the classes. So that part of my morning life was just gone, and I was just a afternoon maiden and night owl, and even early AM, post midnight owl. But I don't think that's the way to live life and keep a healthy lifestyle in the long term, and affects, female fertility, affects female, relationships, or overall body awareness. So all of that is affected. So I realized I wanted to take it into my own hands and do something about this, and find a solution, because nothing was working. Everyone gave up trying to wake me up, and I would be in deep sleeping beauty slumber for hours. I'm just a log, can't wake me, until about 12 p.m. every day. And then I'd sleep around 3 or 4 a.m. each day. So consistently, that's not good at all. So after New Zealand had gone through its first serious lockdown in a long time, so I've just come back from Australia, visiting family, and was stuck here. So the bad sleep patterns emerged again, where before I'd be waking up mid-morning, be okay, nothing earlier than 9 a.m., because I know my body just can't cope. But then it started to get worse. I would wake to 1 p.m., 3 p.m., sometimes even 4 or 5 p.m., and that mental effect on my own body, mind, spirit was very debilitating. I feel pathetic that I can't wake up, and then I decided to seek some assistance. And after 6 weeks of Alex being a coach buddy, telling me to write everything down, and I have to note all my time, and I could see the week progress. I kept my previous week's time, and obviously I write like a doctor apparently, so it's all scribbles. But even though it was not the times I'd wanted, just by writing it down and knowing that someone like Alex, being a coach, is there to just make sure, okay, you've done it, but not to make you feel bad, but the progress is in the consistency of doing it and acknowledging to yourself that you can make it after each day. So it did take about 6 weeks in total. So the 4 weeks was me wallowing, trying to change, but I still wrote them down. And Alex was always very patient and asked me how I'm doing, checking in frequently, even though we can't see each other face to face in this lockdown time. And this week and last week, that I felt a profound shift, that I was holding myself back just by my own negative self-talk and internal monologue, that if I decided, actually, if I wake up this time, it's 2 or 3, okay, and one day it's 10 or 11, then I can decide how I want to live my day and not be affected by the negativity. So I think it's all about how we can change and motivate ourselves internally and see the progress. Even if we're at the rock bottom, it can always only get better from there. And now I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel really proud of myself, and even though it's not where I wanted it to be, because I'm just honest, I can't say, oh, I'm waking up 8 a.m. now, life's amazing, but now I've got something more to look forward to, that I will reach that one day. Maybe I need to give myself my own time to adjust, and I know I'll get there, so it's not a race. So yeah.
That's awesome, Rachel. Well, for people who are watching it, those who haven't experienced such a struggle will probably find it a bit hard to understand. Why don't you just go to sleep and wake up in the time that you can? So it's not
It's not that simple.
yes, it's not really as simple as it is for certain people, and the sleeping patterns can also be caused by a lot of different things that you do during the day, and like it can be a different factors, like like the your lifestyle during the day might be a predictor as well, that can affect your sleeping time. And it is also to what you do during the day, and what you have done for the past 30 days of few months, that compounds along the way. And so sometimes it's also it's a good way to look into where the cause is instead of keep looking at the symptoms. So for the past 6 weeks, I see that your first month, the first 30 days is where the transition is. You have internal monologues that keeps going. There's a resistance there, because during the process of accountability as well, to say, hey, where you at the moment, I can kind of see that first 30 days will have that sort of pull and let go sort of situation. So you gotta always like wrestle around a little bit, like on the first 30 days. And like that's so awesome that you mentioned, like after 30 days you started to see yourself having that breakthrough, and you started to feel that you have more power over it. Is that right? Yeah. And I think by that adjustment, because I think you came back to me and said, oh, I have improved my sleeping hours. What was the biggest time difference? Was it 3-4 hours difference?
4 hours. So my best one was I had a 3:30 wake up, and then the following day there was activity. So I had breakfast with my sister.
Yeah.
She's in the other family bubble, so we can meet. So that was the motivation for me to wake up, and because there was an activity to look forward to, luckily, I made myself wake up. And another one was my birthday morning, so everyone made lunch for me during lockdown. So I woke up and felt good because there was something to do.
Yeah, because that big jump of around 3-4 hours, that's usually the case. You're trying to do the leap, but on the first 30 days, generally I will sort of and that's why I asked, like, you can always tweak it 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes for a start, so your body doesn't get big shock, and then you try to recover the next days, and then it looks like it's not achievable. So one small portion of changes in a day. There's a really good book. I think it was Atomic Habits. Forgot the name of the author. Yeah, just by queuing up small little changes, and then in the next 30 days, you generally see your results become significant. And so that simple process that I've just take you through, I use that on myself as well, because I think every human struggles with changes. But if the changes within your daily routine in long term will help you for bigger gain in the future, and if it helps with your well-being, help it with your health, and it helps with your productivity, and helps you give you a clearer mind, getting enough the good hormones in the body, then it's a plus, right? So that's how powerful it is. So I want to congratulate you, Rachel, for taking these steps, and I'm really stoked. Like, just within 2 months' time, you can achieve that result, and it's just a beginning, right? And ultimately, you wanted to be able to be independently, have that control to really live a life that is in control rather than being controlled by what's around you. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think that is the next step, and I believe that you're a really good yoga coach, and that will actually use as helping a lot of people down the track. So is there anything else you want to share with us, Rachel, before we finish this talk?
No, but I'm really happy. I wish I could have this in an app or something someday, that healthy people just within smaller community can just reach out to each other and like, look, this is my time of waking up, look. So I think it's all about supporting each other, because lockdown, we're not allowed to engage with people. So this would be really cool if it was made someday.
That's so awesome. Now because you're here to like help people as well to get their well-being back, and so they can live a life they want. not being not really get distracted by what's going on. The thing is, this is a global thing. It's not just like New Zealand, you know. It's a global thing. So we got to learn how to live with that. And I find this is also an opportunity to really learn who we are, because it's not until you got hit by certain things you realize like where your resistance and your strength is. You know, it can be your internal strength that you're trying to work out on it. And so yeah, well, accountability is we human to human. App, if you have an app, that is awesome. That is a tool. But at the end of the day, you gotta have a human to human interaction, so you kind of know where you're at, because you I mean, there's some things you can't just talk to the robot all the time, and you gotta be human to human. But yeah, thanks for your time, and congratulations again for your achievement, and we look forward to chat up more in the future, like you know,
Yes.
once you got your
It's not over yet,
right, you know.
so I have to keep going.
Yeah, that will be fabulous. All right, Rich, you have a good day, all right? Speak soon.